Infernal greetings, infernal blessings to all. Well, let's discuss the disease that people have, the mental disease, and that is waiting for something to make their life better. In other words, December 21st, people really were convinced they were going to get superpowers. That passed. 2012, shift, consciousness shift, and all kinds of claims people made. Nothing happened. It just passed. And I can keep doing this, going back and back and back for all the claims that people want to come up with about what's going to happen on such and such time, such and such date. The problem is that's the same as waiting for a Jesus, a Messiah, or someone to come back and save you. The problem is you're waiting for someone to do something for you, some Messiah, some phenomenal astral spiritual event, which breeds laziness, which breeds a sick mentality that you think you're always going to have something come and help you, something come and assist you to raise you up out of the muck and mire, out of your misery, out of your ignorance and stupidity. That is what's happening, unfortunately, with the state of mind of many individuals today. We have to get past this disease. Therefore, I remember when I was a part of the conscious community, I was a part of that nonsense, that ignorance. Sure, you have knowledge. Not all the knowledge is correct. Does it breed wisdom? Very few people are wise in the conscious community. Why? Because very few ever apply what they're learning. See, the problem is people have I want to be deep. I want to be deep. I want to be deep mentality. The problem is you can be so deep with knowledge and be so broke in reality. You can have all this knowledge, all this awareness, but be broke. And the reason why, it's not because of the knowledge, it's because of you. You refuse to apply the information into your life to see if the information actually is beneficial to you in your day-to-day existence. Therefore, years ago, I left the left-hand path. I left the right-hand path, the middle path, and that light worker, fluffy mentality and ritualistic work and spiritual work behind. Because I saw the disease. I know people who went to Queen Afua. I know people who've gone to Dr. Sebi. Yeah, sure, they're health-wise, they're fine. Mentally, they're screwed up. They still have issues. They still have trauma and pain because they try to attack it in the wrong place. You can't attack your darkness and shadow with this fluffy light mentality. You actually have to go into your darkness, face it, and embrace it to understand it. But people are afraid of that because when their rage rises up, they refuse to face that and want to run from it. Oh my God, I'm angry. I'm so upset. I can do this and hurt that. Knowing they're not going to hurt a fly, most likely. But it scares them because now they've unleashed what's been suppressed for years of their existence because of the pain and the trauma and the abuse and things they went through in their childhood, teenage years, etc. It comes out in a forceful way because you've broken free. What do I mean you broken free? You broke free from the blockages that were there, holding you back and holding you down all these years. So, of course, you're going to feel a surge of rage, a surge of energy, a surge of just anger or sexual or whatever the case may be, is because you're in a society that suppresses your freedom. Why do I say your rage is your freedom? Because that is your expression, or that is your feeling, or that is your emotion that's being bottled up and not being allowed to have a format or a way to unleash it. And the more you bottle things up, the more that bottle is going to explode eventually, just like you shake a Coca-Cola bottle, let's say, and you don't unscrew it, eventually that is going to pop. And when you take the screw, the cap off, it's going to just go squirting everywhere. When you face that part of yourself, you face that reality, you cannot judge it from your old paradigm. You cannot judge it from your upbringing, your programming, things like that, because that's a disservice. You have to literally understand where it's coming from and embrace it, not run from it. Embrace it. What do I mean? Your pain, your torture, your trauma, abuse, whatever you went through, yes, embrace that. What do you mean? How can I embrace something that happened that was so traumatic? Listen. You're embracing the fact that you're still here even after that occurred. You're embracing the fact that this altered your life, and in this altered situation, you have awakened and have a new awareness of what occurred to you. Now you're able to go into it. You're able to relive it and experience it for an express purpose. You have a chance to change it, because the program that occurred from there can now be rewritten. You've relived it. Every moment, every emotion came up. You saw it, you visualized it, you felt it. Now rewrite the story as if it had a different outcome. And you do this over and over with 2 black candles, 2 red candles, your mirror, a black mirror, and you face yourself over and over, visualizing that situation until you can see a new outcome from that situation. Is it easy? No. Is it for anybody and everybody? No. Only the strong can really get through that, because we like to be babied. We like to baby our pain. We like to baby our wounds. We like to run from a lot of these things, but we can't. We have to face these things about ourselves. And unfortunately, this is what's creating these extreme mentality of waiting for December 21st to receive some superpowers. Listen, if you were doing no work at all, even if it was true, which it wasn't, if you were doing no work at all, you're not receiving superpowers. Cut that nonsense out. You literally have to cut that stupidity out. It's almost like I'm going to win the Powerball or the Mega Millions and you haven't even bought a ticket. Not happening. You have to be doing some kind of work to even cause the shift and change of consciousness or shift in spiritual powers. But you guys are so fluffy that you think if I meditate all day with my eyes closed, humming, and oming, that I'm going to just receive some miraculous conscious awareness of a higher level, and some green light or yellow light or purple light or violet light is just going to come through my crown chakra and cause the transformation. That's not going to happen, homeboy, homegirl. That's not how it works. You're watching too much Hollywood. And those who claim you have superpowers, please record it and put it on video. I bet you won't. I bet you won't, because you're lying to yourself and you're lying to other people. Specifically, more importantly, you're lying to yourself. You did not get no superpowers. Nothing has changed on this planet since December 21st, 2012, other than more ignorance being spread with stupid concepts like December 21st, 2012. Cut it out, people. You have to start taking the steps to be the master over yourself. And the only way you could be the master over yourself is by facing your weaknesses, facing your delusions, facing the trauma that you experienced, facing the darkness that dwells within you, accepting your perversions, your fetishes, your ugliness, your beast-like nature, accepting all these things, not making an excuse for them, not feeding them and gorging them and making it a gluttonous existence. No. Mastering it so you utilize it when it's necessary. How and when and where, you will determine that. But you have to unleash the beast. You just have to know when, where, and how. It's not an everyday basis you should unleash that, because some of you all have not gained control over that, so it could lead you to problems. It is not extreme sexual appetites that you should be gorging in. Yes, your sexual powers, your sexuality will arise through this, because that is one of the main things society suppresses. But it doesn't mean you go to extreme behaviors and become a super sleep around person, because then you're putting yourself at even more risk. All this is some calculated behaviors based upon the work you've done and the results you've received from that work. But it will never go anywhere. You will never go anywhere as long as you keep thinking some external deity, demon, force, spiritual event is supposed to alter your reality. Only you can do that, for only you are the only God that exists within your universe. You're the only one. Until you wholeheartedly accept that, you're always going to be those people who wait for something to happen. Therefore, you'll do this famous disservice to yourself that I've experienced teaching these left-hand path classes for years now. You'll be in it, you'll be out of it. You'll be in it, you'll be out of it. You'll come to a class, you'll stick for half the class, you'll disappear. The class starts getting a little difficult, you start dealing with more of your issues, you'll disappear. This is too overwhelming, too much, you disappear. Oh, I'll be back, I'll be back. Out of everybody who's ever told me they'll be back, let me tell you how many people really come back. Maybe 5% have ever come back. I already know the lines. I know the lines, I know the behavior, and I can see what's happening to them, but it's not my job to save you. I'm no one's savior but my own. It is my job to bring the awareness to you doing your same habitual pattern, from jumping from thing to thing or running from thing to thing when it gets tough and rough. So you think if I leave this and run over here, this might be my salvation, or this might be my key, or this might be what I've been looking for. See, this is what we learned. And when I say we, I mean those of us who really have been walking this path passionately, wholeheartedly, consistently, and discipline, with major discipline. We don't jump. We do the work within whatever current we're existing in that time. For example, if I'm working with the draconian current, that means I'm working through the tree of Qliphoth. That means there's certain uh, dark gods, demons, etc., that I work with. And I will work with all of them on that in that current over and over and over, but in different ways with different rituals that will produce different outcomes. I'm not gonna leave the draconian current to go run and do some Voodoo or Palo Mayombe, because my cultural attraction to that is pushing me that direction. Maybe, maybe not, but that's not the problem. The problem is you're still working over here and you still haven't disciplined yourself to see this through from beginning to end, and you're jumping from something else. That's a disservice, because you'll never get the full benefits if you keep jumping from location to location, city to city, spiritual system to spiritual system, right hand path to left hand path, back to right hand path, back to middle path. It's not going to help you. You leave that nonsense behind. The purpose of this path is self-deification. Self-deification, meaning you're deifying yourself. That means if I am deifying myself as a god, then I am the only god that is. And why am I bowing, praying, groveling, or offering any other gods that, one, you can't prove exist other than in your subjective experience or your subjective realm? That is a touchy subject, because it's subjective. That means it happened to you personally, whether it was in a ritual state, meditative state, dream state. It's subjective. Does it mean it really happened? Maybe, maybe not. Can't verify it. I wasn't there. It's for you and only you. That's why it's subjective. But people take their subjective experience to try to pass that off to everybody else to glorify themselves and influence and control others. Therefore, in reality, you're a follower still and not gaining your own experience. So the key to this work is that you should work on understanding, one, that your subjective experience is just that, subjective for you. Stop trying to pass it off to others and understand why your subjective experience is happening, and get the results through that subjective experience and a greater understanding of life through that subjective experience. Therefore, this is why in my videos you will hardly ever hear me share subjective experiences that happen. I have plenty, because I have ritual work from my temple that I do on a weekly basis. Rarely do I rest. I'm constantly doing work. Some of you all who can't even do 2-3 days without whining and complaining, I don't get it. I do work that's like 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days in a week, and then I got to repeat it again the following week, and then the following week. And sometimes that work goes on for a month, 2 months, 3 months. But y'all complaining about 2-3 days for 2 weeks. What is the problem? Oh, I know what the problem is. You're used to people feeding you the knowledge and information, but you never really doing the work. Now you're doing the work, and all this stuff is unleashing and unfolding and coming up through you, and you don't know how to handle that because you've been babied. You've been spoiled. You've been made to feel that you can't possibly have these answers and powers for yourself. That you got to wait for someone to give it to you or some miraculous event to happen. Nah, it's always been within you, and the work always will be within you. And I've heard that, and I used to hear that on the right-hand path. You got to go within. They never gave you the answer on what it means to go within. They'd give you some half fluffy answer. You got to meditate, meditate, meditate. And then when things arise, you see them, acknowledge them, and let them go. Letting them go didn't do nothing, bro. You know what it did? Okay, you saw it. You acknowledge something, and then you let it go. Like they say, release it. You can't release it. Let me tell you why you can't release it. Because you didn't acknowledge the effect that had on your life and how it's still affecting your life. So by you letting it go, you just did a circle. It just circled back around and back in you and suppressed it again. Therefore, it rises back again. That's why a lot of that stuff never worked on the right-hand path and still doesn't work for many people. You're just convincing yourself it works because you have crystals. And you're so spiritual and so polite and compassionate. Yes, my sister. That is right. That is beautiful, my sister. Come on, cut it out, people. That stuff is so fluffy and it reminds me of watching a Disney movie sometimes. Stop it. Deal with your ish. Go deep inside yourself and you'll see the work is not fluffy and light. It is dark and deep. And to do that, you must be ready to embrace every part of yourself. The good is easy. The bad, not so easy. The ugly, definitely. Very, very hard to accept. The beautiful, easy. You have to accept the good, bad, ugly, and beautiful about yourself. People don't want to do that. They want to always have this delusional mindset about themselves, or this delusional idea about themselves that they're more divine than they are, that they're holier than you are, that they're, and please, people come to me and say, oh, they can say, Ravana, you're a demon. Damn right I am. And I accept it, love it, keep it moving. You have a problem with it, go find someone else to harass and bother with your fluffy nonsense. I don't care. Oh, you're so dark. Yep. But you're only judging what you hear me say in these videos. You're only judging by what you think the left-hand path is. So you're not walking it. So what you say, what your opinion is, doesn't matter to me. Everybody has those opinions. It doesn't matter to me because I understand one thing. You're not walking this. You're not living through this. So you really don't know what the hell you're talking about other than what you perceive through your studies, your readings, or the videos you've watched, or the movies you've watched. I lived the right-hand path just like most of us in the left-hand path came through the right-hand path. I did over 20-something years on the right-hand path. Yoga, Buddha, the Buddhism, the yoga, mysticism, Sufism, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and all its mystical forms. I mean, I did it and I lived it. What more can you tell me about that I haven't already experienced? I did 20 years of that knee-deep experiences, going in there knee-deep. What more can you give me? You can't. But then you want to judge from your right-hand fluffy mentality or your middle path mentality what the left-hand path is. You can't. You got to literally walk through here to understand this is not a joke. You'll do some work that you will literally see the ugliest parts of yourself. You may see yourself as the most grotesque, angry, hurtful, murderous kind of person. And it'll shock the living crap out of you. Oh my God, I can't believe that I feel like that, think like that. Oh my God, what's wrong? What's wrong is, one, you're judging it. You're judging it based upon the right-hand path mentality, the fluffy mindset. But yet, if someone's attacking you and that rage that you now unleash comes out and whips that person who's trying to hurt you, now all of a sudden you're going to celebrate the left-hand path for unleashing that part of yourself and no longer feel that it's so bad. Those are the things that people do because they don't understand that you got to stop with this external bull crap. You got to take hold of your own power. Stop praying, people. If you're left-hand path and you're praying, I don't care. It's your prerogative if you want to pray. It's your prerogative if you accept that you're praying to something outside of yourself or even praying to Lilith inside of you. I don't care. Prayer is your choice. For me, I abolish and destroy anything that dealt with religious ideologies, motifs, and systems. Destroy it all. For I am my own God and I create my own way to communicate with myself. That is what it means to deify myself. Why am I praying? You are a fluffy ass person if you still praying. Oh, I'm praying to Lucifer. Okay, first of all, let me ask you one question. Why are you praying? Yeah, you'll get various answers. Number two, who are you praying to again? Lucifer. So by you praying, are you acknowledging that Lucifer is an actual entity? You think he's a real god, a real demon? Hmm. Hmm. That means you also acknowledge that if he's a real god or demon, and you're praying to him, that he is stronger than you, more powerful than you, more intelligent than you, the more than everything. Now, we're back to religion again. You might as well stay on the right-hand path. You might as well stay in the middle path. You might as well have stayed in a religious mindset, because that's exactly what you just brought back into the left-hand path. Well, I'm acknowledging the reality that I am Lucifer. I am darkness and I am light. I am the torchbearer. And I am the dawn and the dark. Why? Why is it wrong for me to realize I am Lucifer? Why is it so bad for people to accept, even people who walk the left-hand path for years, if I say I'm Lucifer? Why? I'm not saying I'm the Lucifer, because first of all, for me to say I'm the Lucifer would mean I have to acknowledge that Lucifer was some real entity or being. That's debatable if he was or wasn't. There's no proof if he was or wasn't. Have you found his bones? No. See, that's where the problem comes in. I worship self. I glorify self. I exalt self. And to do that, I have to embrace the good, bad, ugly, and beautiful, not just the good side, the strong side, the powerful side, all of it. I must glorify all of it. That is the difference. I don't wait for something outside of me. I'm doing it from within me out. So I'm affecting my universe, my multiverses. I'm creating my existence, not waiting for it to be created for me. Stop waiting, people. Take possession and control of your life today. Now, with that being said, tonight at midnight is the deadline for the Journey Through the ClipPath class. I thought I was going to get a better turnout for the class. I only have 4 people signed up. People wanted the class. I don't know what happened, but tonight is the deadline, midnight tonight. If you want to take the journey through the ClipPath, sure, in some of the classes we touch on the ClipPath, things like, no. We're going, each ClipPath we're going to deal with. That's 11 ClipPath. And each one we're going to go deeply inside of it, experience it. And through the work, it will awaken. It will cause a lot of experiences and changes within us. It's work, but it's work that's well worth it. If you are still interested, you have till midnight tonight to join the Journey Through the ClipPath class. Go to patreon.com, The Eternal Black Flame. That's The Eternal Black Flame. And in the membership tier level, you'll see Journey Through the ClipPath. You sign up through there. It's a monthly class payment. Simple payment of only $80, not a lot. You have a choice of doing an annual payment so that after that class is done, you could switch to another class. Yes, I'm going to create a website soon, but it's not soon enough. What does it mean if you paid annually to Patreon? That means that money that you pay annually to Patreon for that year is automatically transferred into the new website. Therefore, you don't have to sign up again. I automatically add you in there and you can choose what class to take from there. The website, pretty much like Patreon, is in kind of like in an academic structure. You have your courses, You have videos, pre-recorded videos from classes I've done, live classes that I've done. So if you join, let's say right now, you can come in and take the Luciferian class. Even though I'm no longer doing that live classes, there's recorded classes for them. I think it was a 5-6 month class we did. Every class was recorded and all the rituals are on that membership level for the Black Flame of Lucifer. So you don't have to say, oh, Ravana, what other classes you have going on? Or I want to wait till you do the Luciferian class again. I'm not doing it again. It's already there. All the course work, all the ritual work, all the videos or lectures are already there. So you sign up and you can have a whole class laid out for you and you'll get the benefits from it. Every so often, if people do the older classes, I'll do a live class for them every so often. Not a problem. But right now, Journey Through Qliphoth class, today is your deadline. Vampire Magic class, sold out. I will have, however, one person is switching to another class and taking a class with another individual, which I'm happy about because they're going to learn another teaching style that's going to benefit them. That will be the Vampire Magic class. I'll have one spot available February 1st. February 1st. So keep that in mind. If you want to be that one person to jump in that Vampire Magic class, because that class is hitting already. That first class, the first lecture, the first ritual work, powerful. Not playing this time around. This is some serious work we're doing. If you want to be that one person to jump in there, by all means, jump in there. February 1st, that spot will become available. Right now, it's sold out. But on February 1st, I'll have one spot for the Vampire Magic class. Right now, I only have 4 in a Qliphoth class, so I have spots available. You have to sign up by tonight. Do not miss the Journey Through Qliphoth class. If the Tree of Qliphoth is something that you're attracted to, that you have been seeking to work with, do not. All right? Do not. Do not miss it. Okay? Outside of that, let's keep working. Do your work. Do your work. We've been saying that for years. We've been saying that since the Awakening Universal Mind show. That Brother Beniti and myself did that show for years with Brother Asar Gidi. We're still saying the same thing. Do the work. You got to understand, this is about work, not about talk, not about sounding deep. It's about work. On this path, it's work, and you have to have discipline. If you don't have discipline, you'll be all over the place, jumping from thing to thing, there to there, and never get the benefits of working this path. Okay? This is your night, midnight tonight. All right? Infernal blessings. I will see the individuals for the Qliphoth class tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will see you at 8 p.m. If you're signed up on the Journey Through Qliphoth class, all you have to do is where it says tier, click on it, and it'll show you all the posts for your tier. Meaning you click on it, you click on Journey Through Qliphoth, it'll show you all the posts. The class link is already there for tomorrow. So if you join tonight, do the same thing. You go through your membership level. Once you sign up, you go to your membership level tier, hit click on Journey Through Qliphoth, and everything that is posted for that class will be there, and you'll see the class link for tomorrow at 8 p.m. All right? Infernal blessings to all. I'll see y'all soon. Soon.